Hey everyone, I'm so excited to get started with you guys today. We are going to create a watercolor painting from Georgia O'Keeffe. It is an enlarged flower that we are going to recreate. This is one that I've done in the past, and this is kind of what we are going to make today. So let's get to it. All right, this is a picture of Georgia O'Keeffe. She was born on the date of 1887 and passed away the date of 1986. Some fun facts about Georgia O'Keeffe: she was known for her paintings of enlarged flowers, New York skyscrapers, and New Mexico landscapes. She was deeply interested in the natural world, and her favorite thing to do was paint in her car. And here are some examples of Georgia O'Keeffe's flower artwork. All right, guys, you will need paintbrushes, Sharpies, pencils, paper. You will also need a watercolor paint set. You will need paper towels and a cup filled with water today. Hey everyone. All right, let's get started. You are gonna need paper. It could be cardstock, it could be watercolor, paper, anything that you have available to you. So you're gonna use your paper. We are going to go ahead and create our enlarged flower, but we need to make the center first. So grab your pencil and let's go ahead and get started. First, you need to go ahead and right in the middle of your paper is going to be the centerpiece of your flower. So we are going to do the center, and your center does not have to be completely round, completely oval shaped, or circle, shaped like a circle. I'm going to kind of make mine with a little bit of some edges, not so perfect. So this is my center, okay? So if you look here from an example that I did, this is going to be the center. I made this one a little bit bigger so that my enlarged flower can stand out a little bit more. So this is kind of how Georgia O'Keeffe would have started her flower. Then we're gonna go ahead and go to the petals. And I want to have at least 6 petals on my flower. You do not have to have 6, but I want, fairly amount of petals going on there. So I'm gonna have about 3 over here and 3 over here. So I'm gonna start with my first one, and it's gonna go down about right here. So I'm going to go ahead and start my first petal, knowing that it does not have to be a straight line, that it can just have some ridges going on there and there. That's one side of my petal, and now this is the other side. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and start my next one. So we have 1 petal done, 5 more to go. And I'm going to start my petal right about here. It's gonna connect with the other petal that I have. So here is one side of my petal, and the other side right here. I'm gonna have this one kind of more out. There we go. And now I'm on to my third, connecting it with this petal to its left, yeah. About right here, connecting and going to this corner. Right here. All right. There's my third. Now I'm on to my fourth, and it's gonna connect a little bit to this petal and kind of make its way on down like that. Now I am on to my fifth, connecting again just about right here. And you can make your petals longer, straighter, whatever you want to do, but this is how mine is going to be. And then my last one, my 6th one that I have here, is about right there. So here is my flower. Now you're going to want to grab your Sharpie. You want to use a Sharpie because we are going to use watercolors. Now, if you're not going to use watercolors today, that's okay. But I'm going to grab my Sharpie and I am going to start tracing all of my pencil line that I have here. Also, with our flower, we want to make some details. So I want to mention that if you want to do this with pencil, before you start with your Sharpie, you can. You can take your pencil and you can start creating those little details, those little ridges, those little lines within a petal. So it could look a little bit like this with your pencil. So I'm going to start with this petal right here, and I am going to just go down like this with my pencil, and there's one little detail. Then I'm going to keep going, and they can connect like this and stop. They can even get a little skinny like this and keep going down. Okay, you can make them fatter like that. Okay, and you're just gonna want to finish your petals as you go along. So let's say I finish this one. Maybe I get a little skinny here, get a little fat. Can connect down here. The goal is just to make it look more realistic and like you're up close on that flower. So here's my first petal that I've done. And then what I'll do is I will then take my Sharpie and I will outline and trace everything. Okay, I am actually gonna just do it with Sharpie and create those little details within each of my petals. But if you wanna do pencil first, if you're one of those friends who might be erasing or things like that, you can do that. But I'm gonna go ahead and start with my Sharpie. So I'm gonna go ahead and start outlining everything. So I'm gonna start with my centerpiece and then kind of just go from there and outline all of my lines. Some of you may be asking why I'm using Sharpie. Sharpie is really good at making things stand out, and it's gonna work really well with our watercolors that we have so that this marker is permanent and will not absorb the water or smear this black color onto the water paints that we have or that we will have. Remember that if you do not have these kinds of things at home, you can use marker, you can use colored pencils, oil pastels, anything that you have at home still will look amazing. So I am pretty much done with that one. I might add a little bit of a detail here. There we go. And then I'm gonna keep going. Just gonna go ahead and outline all of my petals, and then we will be ready to go. On to our details. All right. Now I can add those details. On to the next one. Different kinds of lines. All right. And last one. All right. And there's my flower. All right, so now I have my details and now I can begin the next thing. So now you're gonna want to grab your watercolors, okay? So your watercolors, I have these two watercolor palettes that I have here. Use what you have. So I'm going to use these two sets right here. Make sure you have your water really close to you and your paintbrushes or paintbrush out as well and ready to rock and roll. All right, so here we go. Now I'm gonna want to go ahead and think about what color I want for my flower. Do I want multiple colors? What? Do I want cool colors, warm colors? I think I'm gonna do some, I think I'm gonna go ahead and stick with my yellow that I have here. And these are metallic watercolors, so they kind of stand out a little bit. They're very shimmery and pretty. So I'm gonna do yellow, and I think I'm gonna do some of these pinks that I have here. So the first thing that I wanna do is go ahead and fill in completely my centerpiece. So I'm going to start with that with my paintbrush. And I am going to get some water that I have over here, and make sure you have your paper towel just in case. And I'm gonna go ahead and start putting some water in that color. And let me go ahead and start off with this centerpiece. Now I'm gonna go ahead and paint all of it first, and then I'm gonna add some other colors to make it look more real. Okay, so here's my yellow, and now I'm gonna add some orange that I have here, these two oranges that are a little bit different colors. And on the outside, I'm gonna start creating a little bit of a shade And then I can take my water and actually kind of fill it in a little bit. So now it has a little bit of a shade on that side. You guys see that? I'm gonna add a little bit more of my yellow. And voila. I can kind of mix the two if I want. Put just one water in there. Actually, I might put some more orange. It's kind of like a brownish orange. And then start mixing the two just with water. Voila. All right, and there is the beginning of my flower. You can add little specks in your flower if you want little dots. Whoop, mess that up. Hold on. I actually kind of like that. So I'm gonna keep going with this. But you can add little specks if you want in your flower. Kind of like that. All right, just like that. Okay, so here's the beginning of my flower. And now I'm gonna move on to my petals. So I'm going to start with a pink, a lighter pink. And I'm basically going to paint all of my petals. So use a lot of water. And if you need to take a bigger brush, which I'm gonna switch out and do a bigger brush because it'll go a little bit faster for me. And you can add the water to get it to move a little bit for you. So there's my first one. Moving on to my second petal. If you don't want pink, you can do a different color. Now I'm not just gonna do pink, I'm gonna add some other colors in my petal. Watercolor is pretty fun though. You can, you make a mistake and you can go back and fix it. That's art though. In art, we make happy accidents, as Bob Ross would say. On my fourth petal, just want to completely cover. Now, if you like some white left, you can just keep some of that paper not completely painted. Which kind of is pretty. There's a little white tint that I'm gonna leave. And then I'm on to my fifth. And then on to my last one. And then I'm gonna start adding some more colors. Now the color choices that I'm gonna move to, I'm gonna add a darker pink towards the center. So here it is. And now I'm gonna grab this darker color that's right here. It's a darker pink that I have, and I have some purple that I really like, this really pretty purple that I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna use this darker pink, and I'm going to just basically take my brush and paint all the way around my centerpiece, going down kind of like this, my center of my flower. So now it's got more dark strokes all the way around. So there's one, and then I'm gonna go to this one and just go all the way around, painting downward on the petals. Like that. I'm gonna move on to my third and paint downward. Moving to my fourth. And my fifth. Just kind of flowy little lines all the way to the end of the petal. Very awesome. All right, so there's that. And then now I can start adding other colors. If I want to add maybe some purples, some yellows, whatever other colors I want to add, I can do that. Now this is kind of not too dark or vibrant, but these paints, like I said, have like a shimmery metallic on them. So I'll kind of show you at the end what I mean by that. And so I'm just gonna kind of go all the way around, and I know it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing here, and adding some purple. Now if you want to go a little bit crazier, you can. I'm just kind of just adding a little purple tint, and there that goes. So there is my flower. Now for your background, you can color whatever color you want. Just make sure that it's a little bit different than your petal flower color, so that your flower can stand out more than anything else in this picture. So I'm going to go ahead and use a light blue for my background. I'm just gonna go all the way around and add blue. I really love watercolor because you can do a lot with it, and it dries pretty cool, especially where you put all that water and how the puddles kind of lay. All right, and there's, kind of want to give it a watery look. All right. You can go back with a different kind of blue, a different color blue, a darker blue, and add more kind of details. Remember that if you have your towel, you can also dab it a little bit and kind of change the look. So here is my darker blue that I'm kind of adding some colors on. Just giving it a watery kind of feel. All right. All right, and voila, there is my painting. And it's kind of hard to see the metallic that's on there, but it does shimmer a little bit. So here's the end product. I can't wait to see what you create. I really hope that you enjoyed this activity tonight, and I look forward to doing more watercolors with you guys. This is my end product from Georgia O'Keeffe, Enlarged flowers. So just hang in there, guys. We're gonna get through this. I try to make these videos so that you guys have something to do, can express yourself in this time, in this difficult time. So just hang in there. We got this. We're Nike Nation strong. We can do anything. All right? Take it easy. Bye.